very much for all coming on and joining us. It's really good to kind of get different perspectives from across the market, club, network, intermediary. So thank you very much. So the new build at the market is currently really, really strong. Do you see this continuing? And do you think the changes with Help to Buy is going to impact that?
I suppose we've had lots of pent-up demand, haven't we, over the last few years? You know, we point back to Brexit. People have probably sat on their hands for a few years. The general election, end of last year. So all roads were pointing to a really strong year in 2020. Obviously, we went into lockdown, as we all know about, which only added to the pent-up demand. And then coming out of lockdown, you know, we saw a real positive reaction. And then it's been supercharged, I guess, with the stamp duty holiday. But then we've got this sort of bizarre situation, I guess, where, you know, as we know, Help to Buy is being tapered off from next year, from March next year, so only being made available to first-time buyers from April next year. So we've got a time where we know Help to Buy has been extremely successful over the last few years, you know, at a time where, you know, actually LTVs have dipped away. So it's a bizarre sort of crossroads, and I guess also pointing towards a bit of a double cliff edge with the stamp duty holiday due to end at the same time as Help to Buy, the current scheme. So I think for now, for this, over the next 6 to 9 months, extremely sustainable. I think the new build market's going to flourish. I think the big question is, you know, will builders be able to build enough homes and get them ready for completion? We know there's plenty of support from lenders with regards to Help to Buy. I think the big question is, as we go into next year, Q2 next year and beyond, how sustainable that demand is.
Can builders build enough properties? I mean, we must get to a point where we run out of plots, because we know how long planning permission takes, how long it takes to build new properties. We must get to a point where, you know, you can only sell off plan for so long. And I don't know how far away we are from that.
And you're all running and involved in different businesses. How are you dealing with the changes internally, and what do you think the future looks like for your business?
First and foremost, we're working closely with our house builders and our customers to ensure that those that are reserving or have reserved on the current scheme can complete in time and get the current scheme. I think that's really important. The completion dates have moved in. There's still some uncertainty with completion dates. It's always going to be a slow process getting construction back up to the levels that they were at. So I think that's the most important part at the moment.
I think the key just now for all of us is working on our pipeline management, ensuring deadlines are met and we can meet expectation of the house builder.
And Craig Paul, how is it at Legal in General?
Yeah, I think, you know, clearly we've got to do a lot of work with lenders. You know, we need to get more lenders back up to offering higher LTVs. Now, whether that's working with them to try and manage limited tranches. You know, at the moment we are seeing and a number of the brokers are having challenges with last minute product withdrawals, which is causing lots of work for brokers in terms of reworking the cases, rebroking the cases. And then there's also the knock-on effect to the customer and the developer in the new build environment. And I guess the other thing as well is green mortgages. There's been a lot mentioned about this crisis, that many businesses, as part of the recovery, now is the time to go back to the drawing board and have some sort of green recovery. And how does that wash through from a mortgage market perspective around green mortgages?
And I guess flipping, so we're on the lender side, Craig, so what's your view from Kensington?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is get back to our pre-COVID product range. So pre-COVID, we were at 95% lending for non-new build, and for new build, we were at 90 LTV for both flats and houses. We're at 85 for new build as well. So we need to get back to 90, which I'm confident we'll do. But then we're very keen to try and find a new innovative way to replace Help to Buy. Clearly Help to Buy will still be there for first-time buyers, but in a limited way. But what do we do for home movers, and what do we do for people who are looking above the regional price cap?
Innovation at Kensington is absolutely something that was at the forefront of everything we do.
I think we all need to work together to get SLAs and turnaround times back to where we need them. Because at the end of this journey, like you pointed out, there is a customer, and the customer, it's an anxious time for them. They don't want to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we understand all the reasons why we're at these levels of turnaround times. Of course we do. But he doesn't want to wait 3 weeks to be able to know whether or not he can buy that house, whether he can get a mortgage.
From the products that you've spoken about, what do you think is lacking and most needed in the market at the moment?
I think competitively priced medium to long-term products, given situation just now, to give buyers a little bit more confidence, being able to budget their medium to long-term affordability.
The reason Help to Buy has been such a success is it addresses two issues. One is deposit and the other is affordability. And I think that's the thing for me, is how do we fill the void of Help to Buy that addresses those two needs of a customer. I do wonder what will come next. As I've said already, First Home Scheme, I'm not necessarily convinced that will fill the void of Help to Buy, but it's an additional scheme, so it'll be interesting to see how that lands with lenders. And shared ownership, it is a genuinely affordable product, and all of us on this call, I think, have a role to play in promoting it and educating the end customer.
Do you have a top tip for writing and submitting business to make sure that you're getting it right first time?
It sounds really basic, but I would say accuracy of information and data. I think given customer changes, whether the income structure, whether it's their personal situation, a lot of changes have happened. And although it's very basic point to making sure that information is totally accurate, it is key.
I think utilise the resource you've got available. The BDMs, the websites have obviously got service stats on in terms of up to offer timescales. To echo Mabeen's points, make sure the case is packaged properly before you submit it.